Mic check. Good morning, Discord. Good morning, YouTube, X, Instagram, TikTok, all the rest. Let's get into it. Let me make sure this audio is working. We're having some, okay, looks like everything's working. Minor technical difficulties this morning. I fired up the streaming thing and everything was blank. Everything was blank, so I had to like reconfigure everything and it... Anyways, all right, so we got the 5 at 55.33. In pre-market, a little bit of a down. Let's see what we got. We're below the water on the 5. Below the water on the 30. Below the water on the 1. Let's see where they want to grab liquidity from before they make the move. Again, the 5 is at right up here, 55.38. Before we get started, do not consider this financial advice. Trading stocks involve risk. The owner of the channel, the traders that appear in the broadcast, and their affiliate companies are not liable for any losses inflicted in relation to its content. Once you get finished reading that, go to lightspytrading.com. I'll get you sorted out. All right, let's start. Man, everything's all messed up now. Like, jeez. It just don't look right. All right, here we go. Can everyone on YouTube hear me? Oh, okay, I think I can hear it. All right, I hear it. All right, let's go. Man, I feel a little awkward because everything started off so weird this morning. Now I'm in a weird place. You know, when you have like a normal routine and then something out of the ordinary happens and you don't quite know how to react to it. That's me. Because now everything looks different. And I literally just had to figure it out 2 minutes before the stream started. But we're here now. I think everything's fine for the moment. We got got the 5 on 55.52 right now. Before we get there, we got to deal with 54.39. What up, Mr. Ramos? By the way, today is gonna have to be a short one. Today is gonna have to be a short one, and Jones's wife knows what I'm talking about, but today's gonna have to be a short one. I'm gonna set you guys up though. Yeah, I'm gonna set up for at least until mid-session. We'll get set up to at least mid-session. Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. But I am gonna cut it short today. I have to. Got to. See, it's doing the weird thing. On my end, it's showing that YouTube is lagging, but then when I go check, it's all running fine. Anyways, these are my issues. I'll figure it out. All right, we're starting off in this lick box here. So yesterday, I'm just going to talk for a little bit. Yesterday, when we had that 20.5 minute candle, here's how you know the market's rigged against you. Or not maybe against you, but it's rigged, period. So that 5-minute candle, the 20.5 minute candle in pre-market, someone put millions and millions of dollars on calls, maybe like 5 to 10 minutes before Trump announced something about the Straits of Hormuz. 5 minutes before he made that announcement, and then the pump, and this person put in crazy amount of money in pre-market 5 minutes before that announcement. He made like $10 million in 5 or 6 minutes. $10 million in 5 minutes. That's probably not an accident. Suspicious, if you ask me. I mean, damn, $10 million in 6 minutes. That's you know, that's incredible to me. That's incredible. But I mean, there's just no way. There's just no way. Because it was on a downtrend, and then this dude puts in an order. 5 minutes later, he makes $10 million. He or she, whoever. I think we want to look for any downs. This is going to be tricky. We want to look. I think this is going to be our best bet. This is going to be our best bet here. Now we got a little bit of daylight between the 5 and the 200, so a fair break and retest would be reasonable above the MA. So what I'm saying is, because there's a bit of a gap here, if the price did this, that'll be reasonable. We're gonna have to be patient today. The price action was very, very neutral. Very neutral this morning. I'm leaning towards choppy day, but I think there's just a lot going on in the news. Sorry, I just blew my nose on the microphone. My bad. Hold on. Okay. My bad, y'all. We gotta let the early candles play out. Let's see if we can get this right here. for the scalpers and short term. Now, I don't know if this is going to be here. I'm just being preemptive. Let's see if we stay in this blue. If we stay in the blue, it'll probably give us some more conviction on this right here. So 49.88 is going to be major level, right? Or whatever I have on the 5-minute chart, that's valid right now. Let's let them figure this out. We'll do something like this. Let's see if it rejects and does something like this. Remember, this green isn't actually here. I think today should be easy. Not easy, but you know what I mean. I'm gonna turn this one back white just so we can see a little bit better. I'm gonna take away the green for now just so it's not so confusing. Kinda wanna leave it. I'll change the color. 4 minutes on the candle. Let's play it cool inside here. Again, I don't know if this orange is actually here. I'm just gonna clean up the chart just a bit. No, I kind of want to leave it. A little bit of resistance at 51.50. So we got to see what they want to do in here. Let them figure this out in here. Right in here, let them figure it. You gotta wait. We haven't verified this. You gotta wait. If it shoots off, my bad. But we gotta wait because we haven't verified it. If you're taking it, then you see where your risk is. We got to see if this orange can get us to 54.39. You got to be patient today. It's just chop right now. Just be patient.
Rage on that beat, going crazy.
Sebs, morning Sebs. Sebs thinks that if it bounces off 51.50, it's going to be support. We do see a lot of resistance on this orange, so let's see what we got. Still need to test it. We need to see if we can get to 54.39. I'm just gonna clean this up just a little bit. Okay, there. Let's see if gotta be patient here. We're just gonna stick to the plan. We need to see if this orange can get us to 54.39. Four minutes on the candle. All right, so Seb says that if it bounces off this, then it's going to be support. Which would give us maybe more conviction on this orange here. We'll find out, but it's a good thought process, right? We're gonna find out shortly. Okay. Get to the target. All right, target hit. All right, we want to build in the teal, break the orange for calls. For puts, we want to build in magenta, break purple. Let's see if we can get a break retest. Sebs says that his dog, or his friend. Wait, do you mean your friend or your actual dog? Because I talk to hummingbirds. But he says, my dog thinks 666.5 is in play. Oh, okay. His actual dog. All right, good. All right. Sorry, I'm from Miami. I'm from Miami. Oh, it's his golden doodle. Some retracement back to this purple, and a rejection off the purple would be nice. So meaning if we broke this, retrace back down to purple, and then reject it off purple, that would be ideal. Otherwise, if none of that happens, we're just still in the chop. All right, so the first test is going to be on this purple right here. Let's see what we got. And we're back at market or almost market open. We're back at opening candle. Sebs, if it doesn't hit 666.5, sorry to tell you, we're gonna have to put that dog down. I'm kidding. I'm a dog person. Even though I'm allergic, I still like dogs more than cats. All right, we see the range that they're messing with, so. You know, I did my research about hypoallergenic. I have my questions. I'm not sure it's a thing. All right, we want to look for a build-in purple, break this yellow for puts. Seb says, I too like to refute science at times. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. You know, I'm just going off of personal experience. I will say I'm way less allergic to quote unquote hypoallergenic. Way less, but I still think that there's some dander or whatever it is in there. I still think there's some. Seth just called me a science denier. I think I must be sick in the head because I love being roasted. If it's a good joke, I love it. Flat earther. If it's a good joke, I love it. I love when I'm roasted. If it's funny. But you have to be witty and clever. Because if you roast me and it's not clever, then I'm just gonna hurt your feelings. This yellow is in control right now. This yellow is in control. So whatever this yellow decides to do, that's what's happening. The 5-minute chart's gonna be clean. It's gonna be our clean one. This is just chopping here. We're almost back at market open. I'm just gonna slide everything over. Still the same setup. Just sliding it over. I'm going to take this purple away. It was just an example of what we need to look for, so I'm taking this one away for right now. Either way, it's going to be yellow. Yellow is going to be our thing. Or as they say in Cuba, Jello. Jello is going to be our thing. I'm just going to clean up the chart just a bit so it's not overwhelming. Alright, so for puts, we're looking for the break of this yellow. For calls, we're going to see if this orange is going to take us to 54.39. That was for you, Eastside. To the upside, we have a couple levels of resistance. We're gonna have lick box. Well, it depends where it breaks, but we're gonna have yellow for sure, and then key level, and then the 5. So a couple levels of resistance right here. We want to see if they're going to form this right here. Does everyone see that? Let me just clean this up really quick. I want to see if they're going to make this cup and handle right here. We'll know if it forms if we do this, right? So we don't want to have a bias. We need to wait for whatever needs to happen to happen. While we're in here, we're back at market. Yeah, we're back at market open, so just be patient. Let's see if this candle right here was a slap in the face. Back at market open. Not a lot of movement here. Well, we don't know if it's lower highs yet, right? Because they could still be playing this out. So we don't know. We'll know if we get underneath here. But yeah, we don't know yet. We gotta wait. So a lot of you, when you're trading, like if you believe that this is your play, you know, and you take, I don't know, let's say you buy calls wherever you buy the call. If you're not allowing, if you're chasing each candle by candle, you're going to get chopped up. You got to allow it to play out. You got to allow for whichever one of your exit strategies to hit, or you got to allow your stop to hit, either one. And sometimes that takes 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. But if you're, let's say you're going in on calls here, you know, your stop minimum should be below the last low, minimum. Because if your thesis is cup and handle, and if that handle breaks, then, you know, then I get it. Maybe you want to look the other way. But if you're chasing it each candle at a time, you're going to keep getting slapped in the face. All goody, all goody. Yeah, we need to always watch out for that slap in the face, because this is the, in order for the market to move, they need to get the liquidity. They need the liquidity for the market to move, so they have to slap you in the face to keep going. We just got to stay right outside that range. Now let's see what they want to do on this lick box here. I'm going to clean up the chart just a bit. Me personally, yeah, that's a good risk management. So this is what Seb said. He says, I usually look for slightly under 0.5 delta, so I have more room for the swing back before feeling nervous. But they also can just never get high enough. Working on, yeah. I'm comfortable with, I'm looking for somewhere near 0.5. That's what I need. Because I think it moves enough. So if I need to protect the trade, I can protect the trade. If I need to get back in, I can always get back in. When I first started, getting back in wasn't a thing. I'm like, oh well, it went back into my last candle. I guess that play didn't work. So you know, I kind of got away from doing that. But what I'm trying to say is, if you're in a play, and if you keep getting slapped in the face and getting stopped out, and then it continues on forward, or it continues in the direction you originally thought, you know, most likely what the issue is you're not allowing for candles to go back inside of you, you know, the retracement back inside. And what you're doing instead is, or what, you know, that's what you're doing instead, as opposed to allowing either one of the exit strategies. Maybe it could be the legs to close, to hit key level, whatever the exit strategy is, you're not allowing that to happen. So let's say you're in a call, and let's say it gets up here. Instead of following it candle by candle, you know, allow it to get to the level, and then you stop yourself out when you're happy with your profit. Or if you're waiting for the legs to close, then you literally have to wait for the legs to close. Right? You can't, or at least, you know, if it gets to key level and the legs are still open, then you move to key level, right? You go level by level. But you got to stick to something. It can't just be, well, the candle moved, there's 2 candles up. Because, you know, there's always going to be that 3 candle slap, the 3 candle psych out, where let's say it's called, right? It goes 1. It goes 2. Now you start moving your stop, and that 3rd candle goes right back to your original entry, and then it goes up from there. That 3 candle fake out. This is the term I've coined on my own. I don't know if it's happened to a lot of people, but it happened to me a lot in the beginning, where 1, 2, I'm already trying to chase it. And then that 3rd candle will come in right back to my entry, and I'm like, oh man, it's a good thing I took profit, because, you know, look, it's going against me. And then it continues, right? They slap you in the face and they keep going. So, you know, I got tired of that. And then I think at some point I got so self-destructive. I was like, whatever, I've already lost. And then I kept making excuses. I'm like, well, if I just don't buy a beer this week, then I'll make up for that, you know, $7 loss or whatever it is. If I just don't buy this, then I'll make up for that loss. So no, I really didn't lose because I'm just not gonna buy something. Oh man. They never close because they never get opened. You gotta open something before you can close it. So look in the Discord on this play here, right? It was the break of orange. So, you know, if you got in, you got in. You'd have to survive. If you got filled horrible, you needed to survive until at least the top of yellow, because that was, you know, because we're in yellow until we're not. So allowing the thing to happen, you know, especially when you see something like this, I get it. But this is the slap in the face, right? So look, they did, oh, it actually happened right here. It breaks, you chase it, it slaps you in the face right to your same level, and then they continue on. It always happens like that. Always. Not always, but you know what I mean. It happens more often than we'd like. Jeez, Jones, you leave it up to a male to make the most mundane thing into something sexual. Leave it up to a male, he'll figure it out. It can be the most mundane thing, he'll figure out a way how to make it sexual. All right, so look, technically this cup and handle played out, right? Now we need to wait for continuation. Continuation is gonna be whatever I have right here. Whatever I have right here, this same thing. Back at market open. This yellow is going to be formidable. We're in the yellow until we're not. I'm here. I'm just being quiet. We're damn near back at market open.
Rage on that beat, going crazy.
Okay, I'm protecting my trade because I'm not a big fan of this price action. I went in way over here on this initial break of orange, and I didn't even get a really good fill. It moved too fast. I got in probably at the top, so I'm gonna protect the trade. I'm not comfortable with this price action, and I gotta leave shortly. So, all right, I just went break even. I got $10 $10 holler. Yeah, the price action's too slow for me. You know, I announced I gotta get out of here early, so I can't be dealing with this. Even if it does shoot up, whatever. That's fine. I got $1 times 10 contracts. That's how that works. I just stopped myself out for $1. That's okay. I made a decision. That's fine. I'm not going to worry about it now. Not going to worry about it now. The goal was to hit yellow, but I just don't like this. I got to get out of here soon. And if I know I need to hold for 15-20 minutes, and I just don't have that time. Don't have the time. And I wouldn't have been okay with this right here either. I'm fully aware we're in yellow until we're not. So we're at the mercy of this yellow. All right, I'm going to leave the setups on the 5-minute chart. Three minutes away from hitting target. 3 minutes away from hitting my target. There, okay. Anyways, my target would have been hit, so. 3 minutes, it's okay. I made Starbucks money today. All right, so if there's gonna be a downside, we wanna look for this shoulder over here, somewhere over here underneath 53. Otherwise we're gonna do this. And then we're gonna use this one. All right, Discord, listen up. Listen up, listen up. Rock and roll. Hell yeah. You see the price action. You see what it is. You're gonna have to hold until your targets are hit. You're gonna have to get slapped in the face, or excuse me, you're gonna have to allow them to turn around and try to slap you. You gotta stay outside that range. Once your target gets hit, take your money. take your money. Or once your exit strategies has been accomplished, just go ahead and move, adjust your stop. I don't have time to deal with this type of stuff right here. I went in on orange. I got a bad fill, and then I broke even, or I got $1, literally $1. So if I would have had a little more time, maybe I would have let it play out, or at least would have take profit at yellow, because we already knew yellow was going to be a thing. I was hoping that this would give us some strength, but just look at the engulfing candles, the barcoding candles. And I definitely wouldn't have been okay with this drawdown right here, so definitely would not have been okay with that. All right, but look, on the 5-minute chart, let me see if you make sure everyone's paying attention. All right, at least 3K, you need to pay attention at least, so you can describe it when I'm gone. All right, listen. 3K, let me make sure you're here. Roger up, or say something. All right, cool. All right, look. If we get, this is going to be the thing, right? So we want to look for a head to form around, I don't know when, right? Whenever this head forms, whatever. But we want to look for a shoulder around here. Okay, around here should be our shoulder. We're in, so this is the long-term put scenario. All right, we want to see this, and then the same thing over here. But we need a head to form. So this is a long-term put scenario if they decide to chop around and or if they break yellow. Okay. Now. We're in yellow until we're not. That's number 2. And number 3 is, this is a long way away, but this right here, a break and retest of 5620 is going to be our best bet. This is the long-term stuff. This is going to take, look how it's grinding in a direction. It's just an ugly grind inside of yellow. So we see what's happening here. Even this break and retest to the target was ugly. So, I guess that one played out, but it was very ugly. Whatever. Not every day's a trading day. But those are the setups. I'm going to go over it one more time, 3K. Calls above this, and it has to look like this. Puts, if we don't get continuation up here, we want to look for the shoulder to form somewhere over here. Somewhere over here, we need the shoulder to form. And it will probably coincide with this yellow. Now, if it does break, you have to expect some gosh darn volatility here, okay? I'm going to erase this lick box. I'm going to make it a little more clear. Oh, geez. Right to the 5. Okay. Well, that happened quick. If it breaks the yellow, that happened real quick. Let's see where they go. Dang, I gotta get out of here soon. Let's see where they go. That happened real quick. Look at Mr. Ramos. Mr. Ramos with the weird flex. 1K made. $1,000. I love to hear it. I love to hear it, man. All right, here comes that volatility, right? Here comes that volatility. So if you're betting on the 5, you better have taken your profit. to see if they're going to grab liquidity from the 5 just to push down, or if they're going to form support up here. Whatever I have here, whatever I have on the screen, that's what it is. That's what it is. Whatever I have on the screen. Now we gotta let this play out. Now I'm interested. We got 1 minute left on this candle. If you took the break of this orange and you held for dear life, you're welcome. I'll go ahead and mark this one, because this was the actual call. Okay, now we see 200%. Beautiful, Mr. Gomez. Very beautiful. 100% closed out. All right, Seb, good job. Now, look, you guys need to start thinking about calling it a day. You guys need to start thinking about calling it a day. I just want to review everything I went over, right? If you're making plays, if you're making a play, you have to put your stop wherever it needs to go. And I told you where it needs to go, right? Underneath the last low. If you're in calls, it has to go underneath the last low, and you have to let it play out. At least let your target get hit. You know, at least that. You have to. The only reason I got out of it was because I had to leave. And I'm not dealing with this. I got to get out of here in like 5 or 6 minutes. So the only reason I got out was because I just had to. I'm on a time constraint. But it just goes to show you, they're not going to be 3-4 minute, 2-minute plays. They're going to be 20-25 minutes if you want that 20-25 minute money. So everything we just said literally just happened. If you put your stop where I told you, it never even got tested. 102%, Mr. Ramos. Keep weird flexing on everybody. I'm just kidding. Good job, brother. Good job. That's a good day. All right. As soon as I said it, if it breaks this yellow, look for this to be the target. Come on now. And look, I was on the 5 minute. I wasn't even looking at the 1 minute, so I didn't know where the 5 MA was. I'm doing this live and in real time. So there's going to be any continuation, look for this, right? We already plotted it out right before it happened. We already plotted it right before it happened. Before, not after, right? That's the important thing. I do everything before. So now we know what the setups are, okay? I have to get out of here soon. I took this time just to explain to you all what we need to expect. And if you didn't get in, or if you weren't holding for the long run, now you know. You can't use these moments as, damn, I missed out. You can't have that. You need to take these moments as, okay, now I'm prepared. And it's not always going to be a win, but at least if you prepare yourself properly, where I told you to put your stop, if you're in calls, your stop probably needs to be under here, right? If you prepared yourself properly, and I'm telling you, you're going to have to wait. Look what's happening. You're going to have to wait. At least allow it to stop you out. And then if it does stop you out, now you know what the next setup is, because I already have it plotted. Okay? Let me check this code. Oh shit, that's funny. All right, we already know what to expect, right? There's no surprise here. As long as you don't over leverage, you stay the course, it's our best bet. Staying the course is our best bet, even though it's painful. Even though sometimes you see those big red candles come in, they're designed to scare you out. That's why I'm telling you to stick to whatever the strategy is, stick to that junk. And if you're trading off the 5-minute chart, guess what? You need to be trading off 5-minute legs. You understand what I'm saying? If you're trading off the 5-minute chart, you need to have 5-minute legs. It just has to be like that. Now look, if we do break this yellow, expect this. It's not going to be nice and clean like, oh, break yellow and then shoots down. If it does, my bad. If it does, my damn bad. But I'm trying to protect you. You know, I'm trying to protect your account. Look at this precision. Look at this precision. Bro, I wish I could stay. Look at this precision. Who's doing this? Ain't nobody doing this. Nobody. No one is. I had a comment the other day that I'm copying somebody. I'm like, wait, what? I'm doing this live. How can I copy anybody? Are you insane? But whatever, you know. I think people find it hard to believe that I'm this goddamn good. I got a gloat. I'm the gloat goat. Ew, that's gross. The gloat. What is this meme? Excellent. Oh, stop it. Stop it, 3K. I had to look. No one else is gonna cheerlead for me. You gotta do it yourself sometimes. Ain't nobody else gonna do it. Oh man. But look, this precision, I'm telling you, there's no one doing this shit. Ain't nobody doing it. Not like this. Not like me. Because my levels are very specific to LST. My 30-minute chart, my 5-minute chart, and then, you know, the 1 minute I generate every morning, but very specific to LST. So I know it can't be like, it just can't be that I'm copying anybody. And I do it live. So how does that even make sense? Look how many people just got slapped in the face. Look how many people just got slapped in the face right here. All right, look, we had a good day. I mean, damn, I couldn't have done it any better. I don't think I could. I don't think it's possible. If you didn't get in on the play, take this as ammunition. You got to take this as ammunition. This isn't, you know, I think a lot of us get down on ourselves for hesitating, and then we feel some type of defeat. Oh, if you would have got this put right here, that would have been crazy. But sorry about that, Sebs. As long as you don't over leverage, you'll be fine. You made 300. You made whatever gosh darn percent. You're all right. You're all right. In seconds, yeah. I know that was crazy. But look, if you're in here and you see what's happening and you miss the play, or you're constantly hesitating, or you're constantly getting slapped in the face, you can't take that as defeat. You have to take that as, this is ammunition to learn the lesson. So now we know. Now we know. Right? It's not like I'm here doing this. I'm telling you what to expect. I'm telling you what needs to happen. And if it doesn't happen the way I'm drawing it, then that means that's not our play. That's not our setup. Are there other trades possible? Sure. Maybe. But if you're in LSTs, because, you know, we like to go off of data, certain things need to happen. And if it doesn't happen, and if it doesn't look good to you, then that's what it is. But if you are going to take a trade, I'm going to come up with that, I got to get out of here. I'm going to come up with that thing, with that checklist. The slap in the face checklist. That's what I'm going to call it. Slap you in the face checklist. And some of you are going to like that. Some of you, I think Jones probably has a leather mask with a zipper for the mouth. But it's going to be called, what do they call those? I don't know what they call them. Oh, the gimp suit. Yeah, he already knew. He already knew. He already knew. That's funny. Oh, that's funny. That's crazy. But that's so funny. You know, even though I only made $10 today, after seeing all of this, you know, it was all worth it. Oh man, that is funny. I'm dying. That's funny. All right, Doug TV. It's gonna get hectic up in here. You guys better look. If you made money today, maybe I'm just jelly because I only made $10. Everyone's talking about hundreds of, and I'm like, I have to leave. I need to close my trade. And then look at this, and I'm still here too. I could have. Anyways, that's upsetting. It's, you know what? I'm not upset. It's fine. We do this every day. But I want to talk to those of you that are hesitating, those of you that are keep getting slapped in the face. What I'm trying to say is, you're here every day. You're going to hear me repeat the same thing. Eventually, you're going to get tired of getting slapped in the face. Eventually, you're going to grow a little bit faster than your mom. And when she goes to slap you, you're going to be able to matrix and dodge it. And you're going to feel the wind. And you'll be like, oh man, that was close. And then it's going to go in your favor. Once you allow that to happen, then you'll be set in stone. You're like, oh no, I'm not leaving a winning trade. You'll understand what it is when you have a winning trade. I'm going to put out this, what is it? Slap in the face. I forgot what I called it. I just keep thinking of Gimp Suit now. The slap in the face checklist. I'm going to put out that slap in the face checklist. And then if you follow that, I'm still working on it because I'm trying to accommodate different styles, different trading styles. But there's nothing to do in here, right? We have our setups. If it's going to be more calls, wait for this. If it's going to be more calls, wait for this. We already have our setup, so there's nothing to do in here, Discord. You let YouTube talk and do whatever they want to do. I'm telling you what it needs to be for us. And if it just stays in yellow and chops around all day, then fine. But this is what it is. You have to watch out for whatever I'm drawing. Whatever the drawing is, I can't say that enough. It has to be like that. And if it does something else and it looks different and it still goes in whatever direction you thought, my bad. Right? You know, we can't win them all. It's not a thing. Look, even though I won $10, I feel like a loser. I feel like a loser with $10 in my... No, that's bad. See, that's bad. That's the bad thing. But look, I have to get out of here. This was the win. Posted it. This was a excellent win. This was an excellent win. We just needed to stay the course. How long did this take? I got in on the 1027 candle, and it took the 1052. So damn near 30 minutes. This is a 25-minute play right here, right? So now you see the amount of time. Now you see the amount of time. It's not, you know, 45 seconds and then you're moving your stop loss. That's not what it is. And I have to caveat that because depending on if you're trying to go to key level and it hit key level in 45 seconds, then fine. But if you want the 25-minute money, if you want the contract to gain value for 25 minutes, guess how long you're gonna have to wait. And also look, remember, over here, I said this cup and handle played out. We need to look for continuation. So everything was already stated. If it didn't look the way you wanted it to look, keep this moment in your memory. Bruh, here, are you guys talking shit? What is going on? Iranian sources says that Washington has initiated outreach and Tehran is willing to consider sustainable proposal to end the conflict. Okay. So now you know what continuation is going to look like. But wait for it. Wait for it. I recommend you wait for it. If you're going in now, maybe, but I'm recommending you wait for it. I have to get out of here. I absolutely have to get out of here. All right, look, how about this? On the 1 minute, if the 5 is underneath, is right underneath 5568, excuse me, 5586. Look for that BRR, okay? Above, if the 5 is underneath, look for the BRR on top of the lick box. Get out of here. Get out of here. You guys are just talking all that junk because you made money. Because when you don't make money, everyone's quiet. Everyone's completely quiet. I'm like, is this thing on? All right, look, I'm gonna get out of here. YouTube, it's been a pleasure. If you're interested in learning how to trade with us, you got to go to livespytrading.com. I will get you sorted out. It's not a matter of if, but when. We do this every day. If you didn't take advantage today, we do it every day, so stop being weird. TikTok, X, Instagram, all the rest. Follow on YouTube. That's the best you can do. I mean, I recommend you join the Discord if you want the actual plays, right? You have access to my charts. Giving away a free session. Try it out for yourself. See if it's for you. If not, there's no obligation required. Cancel. Now they're going to ask you for that credit card just to see, so you don't have to keep, just so it's done automatically. But you can always cancel at the end of the 24 hours. Okay? So if you're not impressed by now with this accuracy, then you're goddamn blind. And I don't know what to say. You got bigger problems than day trading. If you can't see how great I am, no, I'm just kidding. But anyways, you got the opportunity, you got the chances. It's all there in front of you. Choose what you want to do with your life. It's your choice. Okay, YouTube, it's been a pleasure. Have a good day. Goodbye. Tomorrow, we're going to do it again tomorrow. I'm going to have a full stream tomorrow, though, okay? Full stream, is going to be a lot longer than what it is today, but have a good day. Goodbye.